All right, so back to identity theft. I'll go ahead and start over. But identity theft is the fastest growing white collar crime in North America today. You guys might have even gotten some scam chances of this identity theft. Personally, you get these people that call your phones constantly, telling you you've won something or some amount of money, asking for your bank account number so they can deposit it. Websites telling you you've won a new iPhone and or a new laptop, new TV, whatever the case is. All these fall in line with identity thefts because what they're trying to get you to do is give over your personal information, give over your bank account information. Social security number is the big one there, so stuff like that. Um, so some warning signs that you may have had your identity stolen. Checks disappearing from your checkbook. So that's another reason why it's really important for you to keep the correct records. So every time you use a check on something, you need to you know record that in your checkbook. So if something like this arises, if you use check number 3555 was the last one that you used, but 3556 was now used. Well, you didn't use that. You had somebody had stolen one of your checks and used your account for their purchase. Another one is your credit report shows accounts you didn't open. So on your credit report, it'll have all your accounts that you have opened. Um, Basically, since you've been an adult, mine started when I was 18. The first one would be college, which I guess what I did was open the student loan and pretty much paid it off right then. Um, so really, like I said, I didn't have any loans, but the accounts that the accounts for school were still on my credit reports even to this day. Your car payments that you have to take loan out for, your home loan, stuff like that. They're all going to be on your credit report. So if there's a new one that pops up on your credit report that you didn't take out the loan for, then somebody's doing this. A collection agency calls about a debt you didn't incur. So, um, like when people are trying to repossess your car and your house, stuff like that. So if they call you up, telling you that you owe a debt for something that you didn't have any part of, there's a good chance that somebody's got your personal information and made a huge purchase, use your information for it, and you know now somebody's trying to collect that debt. Bank and billing statements don't arrive on time. Um, you receive a bill from a credit account you didn't open, so you already, let's just say you got a Discover card, you get a bill from a credit account, from a different Discover card, and you've only got one. So somebody's opened a credit card in your name now, which could be a huge problem, especially, like my credit line's $6,500. Most places won't let you start out on that, but, somebody, let's just say somebody got a hold of my credit card I have now, they can make a $6,500 purchase, which could buy them something pretty nice. And, basically I'd be in that situation to either get out of it or pay it. Um, Unauthorized charges appear on your cell phone or bank accounts. You are turned down for a loan, mortgage, or other form of credit because you are unauthorized debts on your credit report. Saw that one kind of ties in with a couple of the other ones. Um, but one of the things on the last one, so something that would be important for you to get, especially in our day and age now, because they all do it, but text alerts. If you have a credit card, text alerts from every time your credit card's used. Um, and then your bank account as well. So like withdrawals, deposits, stuff like that. Um, you're going to get those notifications right away. Like when I go to the grocery store and get some groceries and I swipe my card, well, it immediately sends my cell phone a text message of that exact purchase, how much it was, the location. And that could be good because if someone got your credit card and that happened, one, you're going to know right away that your credit card has been lost or stolen, so you can cancel that credit card. But then you can also call them and let them know, like, hey, this purchase was just made on my account, I didn't authorize it, whatever the case is. What should you do if you think you are a victim? The first thing you need to do is obtain a copy of your credit report and look for any suspicious activity. Place a fraud victim alert on your credit bureau report, which stays on for 90 days without a police report. If your purse or wallet is stolen, cancel all cards immediately and get replacements. Also, put a stop payment on all lost or stolen cards. File a police report and keep a copy of the report for your personal records, and report any suspicious charges and accounts to the appropriate credit users, issuers, and credit bureaus immediately via phone and writing, and cancel the accounts. Three of the things I want you guys to think about. Again, what is a credit bureau? What are the three main credit bureaus? You'll have to research those three main credit bureaus. And how often should you check your credit report for errors? So something you're going to have to answer for me is, what is a credit bureau? What are the three main credit bureaus? And how often should you check your credit report for errors? You're going to have to research all three of those. Here's money facts. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And you guys should be informed about the FDCPA, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. If a creditor hires a collection agency to get you to repay a debt, its debt collector is not allowed to use abusive language with you, call at unreasonable hours, which is before 8 a.m. and after 9 p.m., or an excessive number of times. They're not allowed to threaten or notify your employer or friends that you haven't paid your bills. So if you guys get in that situation, there's three things they can't do. Some more stuff they can't do is attempt to collect more than what you owe, send you misleading letters that appear to be from a government agency or court of law. And if a collection agency does any of these things, consumers can sue the collector in state or federal court. Consumers can also report a debt collector problem to the state attorney general's office and Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. Okay. Identity theft continued. Remember, this is theft. You owe nothing and should pay nothing. Contact the Fraud Victim Division of the three main credit reporting companies and furnish documentation. Be persistent. This will take some time. You now have a new hobby. So this isn't, if you get hit with some of these problems, they're not just going to go away. Just because you want them to, just because you call one time. Again, you're going to have to be persistent. Kind of stay on their case. You didn't do this stuff, so you're not the one that owes for them. So make sure you do what you can, everything you can, to fight against this stuff. Obviously, you're never too young to be careful with your personal information. Here are some tips to protect yourself from identity theft. The first one, use a paper shredder and destroy credit card offers and other documents with your personal information. And check your credit report annually. Be the answer to one of your questions that you have to answer. Many people don't know that their identity has been stolen. Bottom line, you can't fix the problem if you're not aware of it. Never print your social security number or driver's license number on your checks. Sign the back of your debit card and write photo ID required. Create strong passwords using combination of letters, characters, and numbers. Keep passwords and personal information confidential. And purchase identity theft protection. Some consumer credit laws. The U.S. Congress enacted the Fair Credit Reporting Act in 1970. The FCRA was intended to address concerns over consumer credit report accuracy, privacy, and fairness. The accuracy is prior to the FCRA, consumers were unable to challenge errors in their credit reports. The FCRA gives consumers the right to review their content of their credit report file and dispute inaccurate information. The privacy, to protect consumers' privacy, the FCRA requires that a person or organization have a permissible purpose or legitimate need for checking a person's credit information. The fairness, the FCRA grants consumers the right to know if a decision to deny them credit or other adverse action against them was based on information in a credit report file. Creditors must notify consumers if they deny credit based on a credit report file, and they must also tell the consumer which of the 3 credit bureaus provided the report. The Act also allows consumers to receive 1 free credit report per year. Luckily, through my Discover account, they send me one every month, which I think is awesome. Not all of them do that, but my credit card, sends it with my bill every month, which is pretty cool. My bill every month is $0, by the way. Corey and Noah. The other thing you guys are going to have to answer, and this is the last thing, explain why the credit industry wants you to believe that you need a credit score. That's it for today. Make sure you guys research these 4 questions that I'm going to send you. And do a little bit of digging on some other stuff. These are just a few of the facts that you're going to run into.